Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I gotta say is, who that? Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And before we get started, I just ask that you all hit that thumbs up. Let everybody know that you appreciate the State of the Saints podcast. If you enjoy the State of the Saints podcast, make sure you put that thumbs up, man, and support the show. Also, subscribe to the channel, man. Well, you know, it's been a few days since I've done a live stream or a podcast. Man, I've been been kind of busy, man. I've been just kicking it, chilling at home with the family. Also, my wife had some family came into town, hung out with them. And also, man, Paxton has been taking part in sports. He's playing both baseball and football right now, and I'm coaching his flag football team as an assistant and part-time head coach. So those are the things I've been working on, man. And quite frankly, around this time, we already know that it's a little bit of downtime when it comes to Saints football or any NFL football. I mean, unless, you have some teams that took part in, rookie mini camps. They've already had those, and, just a few little minor things. I like to allow the content to kind of, I guess, like kind of bundle up a little bit so we can have some things to talk about. But on this edition, I'm not going to talk very much. I'm going to try to keep the show to about an hour this episode, but I will dedicate the show to you, the Who Dat Nation, because we're talking about Saints rookie quarterback Tyler Shough and answering the question, is he winning over the Who Dat Nation? That means you. All right. I want people to feel free to call in, chime in, talk a little bit about Tyler Shough and some of the things that you've seen about the rookie quarterback from his decision of what restaurant to go to, even working out with a few Saints players. Is he going about it the right way? I go ahead and get that started. I think that he is going about it the right way. I think that's the way that you need to ingratiate yourself into the New Orleans Saints culture, as well as the Who Dat Nation, and in the way that they look at a quarterback. And, he's doing all the things that I feel like Derek Carr didn't do. And, sometimes, somebody has to die in order for somebody to live. And no, I don't mean like literally dying, but y'all know the saying. Like sometimes people have to kind of go through the growing pains in order for another individual to figure out what they need to do when it's their turn. And, I just think that Tyler Shough coming out on social media, putting out that quote, basically, I'm paraphrasing, that he's going to be willing to die on the field. Also, eating at Dragos, hanging out with the restaurant owner, and also doesn't have to be in town until rookie minicamp, but he's still in New Orleans right now. He's been there and he's working out with teammates. And, if you're a Tyler Shough skeptic, I think that some of the moves that he has made is going to help and benefit him when it comes to his popularity among Saints fans. Now, you still got to handle business on the field. All right. I mean, you can go out here and handshake and baby kiss all you want to, but it all comes down to the X's and the O's. Can you go out there and perform at a high level. This is a guy that more than likely is going to be the starter for the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it is what it is. When you look at what's going on with Derek Carr, I don't see a solution to that. I think that bridge is pretty much burned. I think that his willingness to be able to sit out the entire season, behind closed doors, he doesn't want to be in New Orleans, but he's trying to act like, oh, it's so many unforeseen circumstances that's making this happen. Whatever, dude. This guy's going to start. This is not a knock on Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is going to have to look otherworldly to start over Tyler Shough. I think that most people are kind of in a realm of, if they are like neck and neck, kind of like Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler was, Tyler Shough is going to start. I mean, because it's what you see is what you get at that point with Spencer Rattler, and you're not drafting a guy as high as you have in the history of this franchise in the last 50 plus years to have him sitting on the bench. It's just that plain and simple. Like football is kind of like a politicky type game as well, man. We know this. I remember Rashad Matthews coming on the show, and talking to us about the politics of football, and sometimes, if it comes down to, if we drafted this guy in the second round versus a guy in the fifth, and both of the guys are kind of close, maybe this fifth round pick is maybe just a smidge better when it comes to certain things, they're gonna end up starting the second round guy. It's just that plain and simple, man. But look, this is not a knock on Spencer. I still think that Spencer has a lot to offer the team. I think that he's more than likely going to be that backup quarterback, and I think that they are going to be pretty good together. I like Tyler Shough. The more I take a look at him, the more I evaluate him, take a look at his game. I think that there's some things that you can actually build on. Now, there's some bad in there, right? But if he can get the bad under control and staying strong in that pocket, and make these plays, I think that Saints fans are going to be indeed impressed with him. I mean, he has all the upside. I'm not really concerned about some of the injuries. I mean, that is something that you have to think about. But there are some quarterbacks that had injury histories in college, and they end up going to the pros, and you really don't hear that much about them. So, and also, the NFL is kind of catered to the quarterback. So, they're not trying to have them going at their legs and all that kind of stuff. That stuff garners penalties. So a lot of the rules that the NFL has in place is beneficial to Tyler Shough. But, I mean, I think that he's doing all the right things. Once again, got to handle your business on the field, all right? When it's your time and it's your opportunity, you got to go out there and sling it. You got to get the ball into the hands of the playmakers. Got to get them in and out of the huddle. And that is what really is going to get the Who Dat Nation behind you. Consistency at the quarterback position. He has the luxury of being the guy who came after the guy who came after the guy. Like everybody looks at Drew Brees as, a deity among Saints fans, right? And then, everybody looked at Derek Carr as his successor, and Derek Carr didn't live up to it. So now Tyler Shough kind of comes in and be like, well, at least he's not him. So he has that going for him. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Tyler Shough is going to do in rookie minicamp, as well as some of the offseason activities, and taking and looking at this quarterback competition. I like to see how far Spencer Rattler has come. Spencer Rattler has worked out in the offseason and is working out in the offseason with some very credible coaches. So I want to see if that pays dividends to his development. So, I mean, this is to me, this is the best case scenario. You have two young guys that really want it, and you're going to have yourself a really good camp. No disrespect to Jake Haener, but I just think that he's just the odd man out. I think it's going to come down to Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler. Jake Haener can kind of, be in there somewhere, but I just don't see him being a part of this quarterback room in 2025. Also, I do want to mention, before I go to the comments as well, as open up the phone lines to hear your thoughts on Tyler Shough, I do want to mention some of the Saints undrafted rookies. I know this has been making its rounds, and I haven't really had an opportunity to really talk about a lot of these guys. One player in particular is Marcus Yarns, the running back out of Delaware. He's 5'11", 193 pounds. In 2023, he rushed for 940 yards. He had 15 touchdowns, and he ran a 4.4 40-yard dash. All right. He was also a former basketball player, lacrosse player, and he was a 2-year captain in both football and basketball. So we know the New Orleans Saints like to look at those guys who have certain leadership qualities. I watched a little bit of his film. I haven't really dug deep into it, but, a lot of what I see is a lot of excitement. He has a lot of, really good bursts to him. Somebody that's going to be a long shot making this team when it comes to the running backs, but who knows, man? You go up in there and maybe perform on special teams, you might find a place on the team. Chris Tyree, a wide receiver out of Notre Dame, and also played at Virginia. He's 5'10", 190 pounds. He has accumulated 1,081 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, and also had 1,204 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns throughout his collegiate career. Now, he was a 5-star recruit and had offers to major universities like Alabama and Oklahoma. Decides to go to Notre Dame. To me, kind of that same build that the New Orleans Saints have been getting for the last few months. That 5'10", 190-pound wide receiver. You would like to see the New Orleans Saints maybe go out here and get a 6'4" guy, maybe 213, 214 pounds. I feel like that is lacking. The only guy who has some size, inside of the wide receiver room is Bud Means, right? I mean, Bud Means, 6'4", 215? So you need some more guys in here that's going to be able to contribute and maybe, get those 50-50 balls that maybe some of these other guys can't be able to get. If you need a deep pass downfield, if somebody double covered, that 6'4" guy can jump out the gym and be able to catch the football, man. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see. Torricelli Simpkins, a guy who played at South Carolina. He was a center. He's going to be playing on offensive line. He's 6'5", 312 pounds. He earned a third-team All-SEC honors in 2024. He started his career at North Carolina Central, which is a HBCU, before transferring to South Carolina. So earned his stripes at North Carolina Central, was able to transfer to a major powerhouse SEC school in South Carolina. And, now he's going to be on the team. Watch some film, seemed like a very angry offensive lineman, which you like, and that's what you want, right? You want that guy that's going to be a little angry. He's not a finished product, of course. That's the reason why he's an undrafted guy. But, if you get him in here, you never know, right? I mean, some of these offensive linemen, these wide receivers, running back, etc., they come in through the undrafted realm, right? They come in and they go out here. They have a lunch pail mentality. They go and they get on the coach's radar by their hard work and dedication. And the next thing you know, might be on a practice squad. And if somebody goes down, you might be activated in the game. So this is a guy that's going to go to camp, going to see what he has. Like I said, he has the right size. And we know that the Saints, can use some guards and some centers, I mean, especially with Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz. These guys have been injured over the last couple of years. So you definitely need some depth on the offensive line, so it won't be too much of a drop-off if somebody was to go down. But those are a few guys that, that kind of stood out to me when it comes to the undrafted guys. I'm pretty sure there were a few more, but I'll just go ahead and leave it there. This is a great opportunity for a lot of young guys. And not only when it comes to just the Saints. I mean, we know that undrafted guys get picked up by other teams as well. So take advantage of your opportunities, do the best that you can, and let the chips fall where they may. Hopefully you'll be able to, win over some coaches and maybe put some really good film together. You never know. Let me go ahead and open up the chat here. And like I said, in a few minutes, we'll go to the phone lines and talk a little bit about Tyler Shough and some of the things that you all may want to address. Said Jake Hayner future is posing for GQ magazine. Well, look, I don't know if it's GQ magazine or coaching is in his future, but I just think that he's just the odd man out. I'm not saying that he might not land on another team, but I am saying that looking at this quarterback room, uh, more than likely the New Orleans Saints are going to, if Derek Carr can't play, they're probably going to sign a veteran quarterback, to be in this room, because you need some veteran leadership in there. And if Derek Carr isn't around, and he doesn't want to provide some of his knowledge as a veteran, the Saints have to do that. I can't see the New Orleans Saints rolling with two young, relatively inexperienced guys. Even though Spencer Rattler has played in 6 games, he's still inexperienced when it comes to the NFL. I mean, he's still, relatively a rookie. So you definitely want some leadership in there, some guys that've been there, seen it. This is a great opportunity for a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater, maybe Ryan Tannehill, some guys that been around for a while, understand the X's and O's, and also really good teammates and understand their role. They're not trying to be petty. They're not trying to be selfish. They're not trying to hold all the information for themselves. They're not throwing hissy fits. You feel me? They're not trying to do that. Like they understand that the role that they have is to make sure that they teach the young bull how to go out there and perform on Sunday and how to be a professional. Like that's what it's all about. Not, hey, look at me, I'm helping out the young guys because I'm such a great person. Nothing like that. All right. Let's see. Bub Means looked as tall as Tyler. Yeah, because he is. I mean, Tyler Shough is 6'5" and Bub Means is 6'4". So, there's an inch height difference there. And like I said, I think that what Bub Means is doing is a really good thing. He's a guy that understands that he was a 4th round draft pick. And yeah, there was some things that he did well, but he didn't stay healthy last season. And, also you want to take advantage of these opportunities, man. You want to go out there and shine. If you're the tallest guy inside of the wide receiver room, which I expect for the New Orleans Saints to maybe look into free agency and bringing somebody in that can maybe match his size when it comes to height, and stuff like that. But this is a great opportunity for you. Like, you can make it so the New Orleans Saints don't feel like they have to go out here and just push the issue. So maybe in this case, the Saints are waiting on Bub Means to come through, and maybe they see something in him. I mean, we know there's a lot of things go on behind the scenes that we're not privy to. Maybe they're just waiting on him to kind of show flashes. Maybe they looked at it and was like, hey, you know what? This guy really put some good stuff on film. Try to see if we can get some of this injury stuff under control and see what we have here. So this is a great opportunity for him, man, as long as he's the tallest guy on the roster right now. Says bring Mike T back. Yeah, look, I would think that would be a good spot for Michael Thomas, coming back to the New Orleans Saints. But, Michael Thomas is going to be like 32 years old at the start of the season. And, it just seems like to me, I don't want to say never, but it just seems like that ship has indeed sailed. I don't know if the fences can be mended, but I will say that a lot of things that Michael Thomas said end up being true. And I don't think a lot of people give him the credit, because people were ready to, chastise him and talk about him and talk about how much of a cancer he was. But, sometimes, man, the people that we look at and we call crazy, and the people that we look at and call cancers, those are the people that really telling us the truth. And as time went on, we realized that some of the things that he was saying had validity. Now, I always say, sometimes, we tend to dismiss the gift because of the wrapping that it came in, right? You can have something beautiful inside of a box, but the wrapping can be terrible and you just look at it and just discard it, and I think when it came to Michael Thomas, it kind of was the same thing. Like, it was the way that it was presented, I guess, and it wasn't conventional. And maybe that rubbed people the wrong way, because they want their athletes to be humble. They want their athletes to be quiet and grin and bear it. And he didn't want to do that. And maybe it rubbed people the wrong way. But it did end up becoming true. You know, some of the practices when it came to the medical staff, we talked about that. Some of the tendencies of Derek Carr that he talked about, end up coming true. Some of the things that, he was talking about when it came to Dennis Allen, not really showing leadership qualities, end up, being true. So sometimes, like I say, you got to give, credit where credit is due. Rather you accept it the way that it was presented or not. I mean, end up becoming true, right? So can't get mad at him for that. No more brain wash players back, new era. Look, I don't want to say these players are brainwashed, Desi. I think that it's more like they want to get on board because they understand who they are as leaders. Like I look at Cam Jordan. Like I think people want Cam Jordan to come out here and talk about how bad the team is. They stink. We ain't got no chance. So does, when it comes to Demario Davis. But they're not going to do that, right? Because where they stand when it comes to leadership, they got to make sure that they keep things afloat. And, you're only as strong as your leader. So a lot of this stuff they probably say behind the scenes, probably when they standing next to their car on their way home, talking after practice. But you'll never get that stuff, right? I mean, you'll never get like the real deal. A lot of times, you won't get the real deal because even though players may leave a team, like they still want to go and be on another team, right? They're not going to just completely burn their bridge. So they'll probably, hush up and be quiet. But sometimes guys, can't take it. But, you'll never really hear from those guys. I would be shocked what's really going on and what their real true feelings are when it comes to the state of the Saints. No pun intended. Let's see. Tyler seems like a good-natured kid. I still love Rattler. Well, like both things can be true. Like, I don't want to, I think society today makes us pick sides. So if we start big up in a one person's quality, that means that we automatically just dismiss the other. And I just don't like that. And also, I don't understand it. Like, we have to understand, like, two things can indeed be true, right? Like Spencer Rattler, you can like him and think that he has a lot of promise. And also Tyler Shough could win you over and you can think that he has really good qualities, right? Like I say, if I have $1 and you have 4 quarters, we both got $1. Two things can be true. Those 4 quarters can be $1. This George Washington, this $1 bill can be $1. I don't understand like why if somebody's big up in Tyler Shough, oh, y'all forgot about Spencer Rattler. No, we didn't. Like what do you expect for a person to do? You expect, oh, if I ride with Spencer Rattler, oh, anybody else they come in, I gotta dislike them? No. You should root for both of them because there could be an opportunity for both of them to play. We've seen this. You don't want to see any quarterback or any player of your favorite team fail so you can feel right. Like, if you end up being right at the end, like, cool. But it should never be at the expense of somebody being hurt or anything like that. So as far as I'm concerned, both things can be true. You can be a fan of Rattler and at the same time, think that Tyler Shough has the tools to be a solid quarterback in the league or a starter for the Saints. I think two things can be true. Saints fans don't got love for Jake Haener. Let it be known then. It's not the fact that about having love for him. Like, look, we can wish all day and night, right? Like, seriously, this is what I want y'all to understand. You can wish all day and night that something good happens for a guy, but there is a such thing as reality. Like Jake Haener, I already said it. I would not be surprised if Jake Haener, if his football career comes to an end and he's coaching somewhere, rather as a coordinator, rather he ends up like coaching on a collegiate level, it would not surprise me at all. I think that he is that smart when it comes to the X's and the O's. Sometimes guys are really good and understand the X's and O's, and they just can't end up being a quarterback that everybody expects or wants them to be. Thus, Kellen Moore. Like, Kellen Moore was a really good college quarterback, like won a lot of football games, right? Really talented dude. But when he came to the NFL, he was just a jag. As a coach, now, like we're going to see what he can do as a head coach, but as a coordinator, he was pretty solid. So sometimes, everybody can't be Josh Allen. Everybody can't be Patrick Mahomes. Somebody got to coach Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And sometimes they are those quarterbacks that understand the game because they are students of the game. They got a lot of mental reps and they can utilize that in order to create a lane for themselves as a coach, as a coordinator. So wouldn't surprise me at all. But my thing is, it has nothing to do with my feelings or hatred towards Jake Haener. Like, it's just reality. Like, who wouldn't be shocked if in the next couple of weeks you hear Jake Haener has been released by the Saints? Like, who would be shocked by that? Like, and this is not a stab at him, but when you look at the quarterback room, you look at Derek Carr possibly not being there, you look at them drafting Tyler Shough in the second round, Spencer Rattler started over him. I'm talking Jake Haener when Derek Carr went down. Where's a place for him? So it has nothing to do, in my opinion, with people hating on him. It's just reality. Like, if I tell you, okay, man, the Holiday Inn is fully booked, right? You go up there and you show up and be like, man, you about to say I'm about to show up to the Holiday Inn. I'll be like, man, ain't a good idea, man. I heard they fully booked. Well, you can't call me a hater, man. You just don't want me to go up there. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. I just know when you get up there, they ain't gonna have no room for you. So why are we wasting our time? It has nothing to do with my issue of problems or anybody's problems with it. It's just a such thing as reality, man. Like, we just can't chunk everything up to hating. We can't chunk this is reality. Where's the place for him? Like, where's the place for him? Rattler is 0-7 though. So what? Think about this. He's 0-7, right? But they gave him 7 opportunities and they gave Jake Haener 1. I mean, sometimes like you can't like, and also, come on, man. Let's be serious about this. Let's be real about this. Who was winning in that? Who was winning in those circumstances? Who was winning in those circumstances? Like, we can't just sit up here like, man, we can't sit up here and pretend like this man came in here with a full deck. Now, if Spencer Rattler had all hands on deck, the only person that was really missing was Derek Carr, and he didn't win a football game, then I can be like, you know what, man, this ain't it. This man was out here playing with guys that the Saints signed like the same week. Like, how you expect to win something like that? How you expect to win something like that? And then, like I said, they gave him 7 opportunities. Think about this. They gave him 7 opportunities to start over Jake Haener on a regular Sunday with Derek Carr as the starter was the backup. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. It has nothing to do with Jake Haener hate. It's just reality. People think like kids, life isn't just red or blue. I mean, look, that's a fair assessment, you know what I'm saying, that Who Dat Record's talking though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, but it ain't true. Done deal. Big Bell for sure. And it has nothing to do with being biased. Nothing to do with being biased. You just don't want to hear it. Like we always trying to find reasons as to why people justify certain things except for reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for reality. So I mean, that's just what it is. Like, it's reality. Like, we want to sit up here and get mad and gripe, but it's reality. Like, you can wish all day, all night about Jake Haener. You can say, oh, Jake Haener, get a chance to do this, do that in the third, but looking at the pecking order of the Saints, like that's just reality. It ain't about being biased. Like, it's reality. You know what I mean? I don't know what other way to put it. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, let's see. No problem. Can't wait until preseason starts so all the talk can cease. Saints should have taken Sanders. And look, that ship is sailed, man. And based on the New Orleans Saints and the way that they carry themselves and the way that they look at certain players, man, Shadur Sanders wasn't coming on the Saints team. He just wasn't. He just wasn't, man. Like they weren't gonna sign off on that. We all know the type of players that the Saints want, and Shadur Sanders doesn't fit that mold. Like he wasn't coming to New Orleans. It's just that plain and simple. They got certain guys that they just like. They like those guys that probably been 4-year captains, the guys that probably overcame adversity, probably had a knee injury and then came back and final year had about 100 tackles. I mean, good guys in the locker room. I mean, all that stuff is like good stuff, but I mean, sometimes, man, you need some dogs in the locker room, and sometimes you need some players that, might be wired a little bit differently than the status quo. And I already said, I think that's one of the Saints' biggest issues right there. Like you can't like draft like we doing politics or something like that, like in 1960 or something. You know what I'm saying? Where guys are riding down the street and you got the big old billboard on there with the megaphone. Vote for me. I'm a man of the people. Vote for me. I'm going to give you everything that you want and more. Are you tired of the same old thing? Like, come on, man. Like, you can't run it like it's just politics. Like, sometimes, like, you need leadership guys with leadership qualities like a DeMario, like a Cam, like a Tyrant. But you also need some CJ Gardner-Johnsons and some Mike T's up in your locker room, too. Guys that's not going to always just agree with everything that's going on. Like, they're going to challenge that. And anytime a player, like, think about this throughout the course of time when it comes to the Saints, anybody that challenges like them in any way, that player always finds himself like on a trade block somewhere. Like Marshawn Lattimore kind of challenged him on the trade block. Akeem Hicks, you know what I'm saying? Like he challenged Sean Payton on the trade block. Brandon Cooks, got upset, wanted more targets, like was hungry, you know what I'm saying? Got that dog in him. Got traded to the Patriots. Like, like it's one of those situations where, like, man, you need some dogs in your locker room. And when guys like question what the heck is going on, like you can't look at it like, oh, he's a problem. Like, especially like when you know that some of the things they saying are justified. Like if their biggest issue is, man, I can't see Dennis Allen as a head coach. Well, we all see that Dennis Allen didn't amount to much when it came to being a head coach. So who was right? Who was wrong there? Like you can't like just toss guys out of the door because you want to justify the ridiculousness that you put together, like, or you afraid to go out here and turn a page and you basically was forced, because we all know that if Gail Benson didn't intervene, we would still be on the same old song and dance, bringing back Dennis Allen for another whopping third season of misery. We know that, man. So you can't get mad at these players because they want more. So I just think that you need a balance. You need some dogs up in there. You need some guys that can hold things together. You need some guys that, that can be that support system. You need those guys that, that's in the mail room trying to get to the executive floor. You need a mix of everything up in here. But I mean, they want politicians at times. Like, oh man, they want the baby kissers, the handshakers. Like, no real dogs for the most part, man. You got some good players, man, but man, I mean, you want some guys that, man, when it's the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left, who gonna make a play? I will, right? Not looking at like, I might get the ball, like they might throw it to me. Somebody needs to be in that huddle, man. Look, I'm open, man. Man, you got 3 dudes on, man. Throw that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's what you need on your team, not guys like, okay, all right, you got the ball last time, so we go past the Bub means. Bub is on you. Bub ain't had a catch-all game. Like, nah, man. Like, if Bub means end up becoming that, cool. But what, like, man, ain't got no dogs up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say these dudes like ain't like tough, because you got to be tough to play football. But I don't see much of a dog mentality from guys. I don't. Like who's that guy that you can really just truly say they got that dog in them? You know what I'm saying? Like most of the guys that have the dog in them, they some OGs. And when it comes to NFL standards, Tyron Matthew, Cam Jordan, Mario, like they some dogs, but where are the young dogs? Where they at? Like, oh, he's such a good guy in the locker room. Oh, he's such a great person. Like, man, all these guys are great people, I'm sure, but I want some dogs up in there too. Saints only want go along to get along players, but that ain't gonna do nothing. That ain't gonna move the needle. All right, but enough of me, man. We're gonna spend the next few minutes of the show. Like I said, I want to go about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and open up these phone lines. I just ask that anybody that calls in, man, like just be mindful of the other people that's waiting in line. I know everybody has things to say, but like I said, we want to keep it within an hour, and also just, everybody get opportunity to speak, for those that call in. All right. So let's make sure we be mindful of that. Also, King Arthur, thank you for the $2 again, says he was 0-7 with a CD team. Let's be real, man. Yeah, I mean, Paul said it right, man. I didn't mean to neglect you, Paul, but he made a good point. He said you can't unsee that 0-7. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it, but at the same time, man, we also have to be smart enough to put things into context. All right. I mean, come on, man. We all are students of the game. Ain't nobody like some people knowledge of the game might be better than others, because you probably study it a little bit more. But everybody kind of understand football in its context too. You can't just say the man 0-7 without justifying why. Like, come on, man. This isn't like basketball where if you got one star on your team, he can go off for 63 points or something, and carry the entire team. Football is a team sport, and a guy only can do so much. So that's all I'm saying. All right, let's go to Jordan. Jordan, how you doing, man?
What's up, TJ?
Hey, man, nothing much, Jordan. Thank you for chiming in. What you got for us, man?
Yeah, I just want to say, hey, Tyler, he sounds real good. I like what he said about leaving it all out on the field, for the
Right,
Saints. I like that he's hanging out with teammates. He has all the tangibles, you know, 6'5", could throw the ball everywhere. So I just think we need to give him a chance, right?
right.
But at the
Yeah,
same time, let's not win the quarterback battle for him, you know.
yeah. Look, I agree with that, but like I was saying, Jordan, unless Spencer Rattler comes in and looks otherworldly, Tyler Shough is going to start if Derek Carr can't play. Plain and simple. Like it's just what it is. But I'm looking at it from this particular perspective. You had a lot of members of the Who Dat Nation that had their heart fixed on the Saints possibly drafting Shadir Sanders or Jackson Dart. And when
Mhm.
all of a sudden, like this was like a meteoric rise when it came to Tyler Shough. He kind of went through, the Senior Bowl draft, met with all these teams, and these teams just got blown away. It's like somebody that goes to a job interview and the guy's like, okay, man, let me just see what this other guy has. And he probably wasn't even on their radar. They probably wanted maybe some other candidates. And he comes in and he's just like, wow, man, like, man, we got to hire this guy. That's kind of like what Tyler Shough was. So with that, there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of what the heck is going on type, vibe going on with him. So, but I mean, he just has to win, the fan base over, and he has. But like I said at the beginning of the show, Jordan, it comes down to what he can actually do, the X's and O's. Like, can he go out there and perform? But he has to win a quarterback battle on his own. Like, as far as like some of those qualities that make Saints fans like accept him, that is what he's doing. But the ultimate thing that's going to make Saints fans accept him is the way that he plays.
Yeah, and then the last thing I say on that is, uh, the spotlight is on Kellen Moore in this situation
Mm,
because you got two young quarterbacks, right? I don't
mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily care about when they were drafted,
Right,
but don't go into week 4 of the preseason talking about we're gonna decide who the quarterback gonna be week 1.
right,
Nah, if you go into the preseason game ones and you see that they even, then
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jordan, are you there? Jordan, you there? All right. I think we lost Jordan. But I think I get what he's saying. Don't prolong the process. Just try to make the process like as smooth as possible. Yeah, I get all that, right? I don't think it's gonna take that long though. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna take that long. Um, before we get to King Arthur, let me see. Jason says Tyler politic, and I hope he back up the talk. I don't believe in him at this point. I like the size and passion, but he seems suspect. Well, look, all these quarterbacks, even from Cam Ward, are going to come in with some question marks. And as far as politicking, I mean, that just comes with the game, man. Like, seriously, like a lot of the things that we like about guys kind of come from being politics. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drew Brees was a great player, but Drew Brees politic too. You don't think Drew Brees like knew like, okay, man, I can't be sitting out here acting like I'm holier than thou. Let me go walk down here, you know what I'm saying, Garden City or something like that. Let me see them out and about. Like that just comes with it, man. Like it just, I mean, that just kind of comes with the territory, man. Like you are an ambassador for the team. Like, especially like when you're like at a high profile position. Like you got to be out there and you got to do a little politicking, but you can't make it seem like it's like on some politic type stuff, like, especially like when you ain't start out that way. Like he coming in with the energy. So if he like building up equity and it's like, okay, man, it's right here. Like the only thing he can do now is like, okay, bring it down a little bit from bad play or not being on the up and up. I mean, Derek Carr unfortunately kind of started off down there when he took a trip to Chipotle. I mean, as crazy and petty as that is, y'all know, man, the petty just don't stop with just trolling Atlanta Falcons. Like it's just in the soul of Saints fans. Like you gotta come here and step correct, man. You gotta be a big stepper. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. King Arthur, how you doing, man? I can kind of hear you, man. How you doing?
Oh no, you can
Yeah,
you can hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you, man.
All right, yeah, bro. I ain't about to take too much of your time, bro. But this the same thing I've been saying since 2018 when we hopped on your
Mhm.
in your chat or whatever, bro. We gotta be better as Who Dat fans, bro. Like all this prejudging players. What is the dude supposed to say? Do you want him to go up on the podium and say, just stick his face in the sand and be like, "Oh, I ain't gonna be no good. I ain't gonna do. I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna kind of hang back and let the other guys do their thing." Is that what you want him to say, or
I
would you
hope
rather
not.
him talk about how he would like to let him beat his chest a little bit about how he want to come out there and be a dog for the team? Why is that a
Hmm.
bad thing? That's not politicking, bro. Not everybody's trying to get in the good greases of the owner and all that kind of stuff like that, trying to, wiggle their way into a start lineup. Some of these dudes really feel that way. Like, bro, I'm about to give it all to the team.
Right.
What do you want him to say?
Yeah.
That's one
I
thing.
I just think that it's just in, man, and you know this, man. It's just in New Orleans fans. It's just in our DNA, man, to like be skeptical of every particular thing. Like it like
Hmm.
growing up in New Orleans, like growing up on the Gulf Coast, like we just don't really like just embrace people like that. Like you got to earn your stripes. Like that's, man, from all my people. I mean, Keno, what school did you go to, man, down there in the city?
I went to Jeff.
Okay, so you went to West Jeff. Like I went to Carver. I'm like, man, you had to earn your stripes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
like man, who is this dude right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then as you know what I'm saying, like time goes on, okay, man, this the dude right here. You might have the dude that be rapping, you know what I'm saying? This rapping dude right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this person right here, this dude guy always got the J's. That's the J's dude right here. But you always like had a label, like you kind of always size people up. You never like just walked into the situation like, man, you know what? Man, this dude gonna be all right. Like you always had to prove yourself, and it's no different. Like this dude has to prove himself. Like, and I just think that it's just in our nature, man, to question every particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but once we realize who he is and what he is, if it's rather gonna be good and we're gonna rock with you, or it's gonna be bad and we ain't gonna rock with you. But I just think that he's starting off the right way. And I do think that if Saints fans need to give this guy some level of grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to give him like some level of grace. So, give him an opportunity, see what he got.
That's my thing, bro. Just get a dude the opportunity to show who he is. Because we sure did that with Derek Carr.
Right.
We let him show who he was, and he hung himself. Cool beans. Go ahead and pass your judgment. Your skepticism was validated because he's a clown. That's just my personal opinion.
Man,
but,
I mean, like a lot of people feel that way. No, I think a lot of people feel that way. Look, I already told y'all, man. I mean, sometimes, I think, man, I think shouts out to Jackson State University Communication Department, man, because when I look at certain people, man, it's just like when I look at them, I'm like, this ain't authentic. This ain't real. Like you can really sense if a person is like being their like unapologetic selves at times. Like I can look at like certain people, like when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to like interviews, I can really look at them and be like, okay, this is like a person like being their, unapologetic, authentic selves. And then you have other people that just going along to get along. Like I when he started talking about the Raiders, I said this might be like go back into the archives. I was like, the only thing that really bothers me is he keep on talking about the Raiders. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign, man, because that shows you that you're emotional about certain situations when things don't go your way. And then, like I was willing to like kind of dismiss what they told me at the combine when I walked past them coaches. But when I seen that, I was like, man, this is much deeper than, just, it was just, a mutual breakup or whatever. Like, this is something like this guy is like really in his feelings. And as we can see, man, like it's the same way with the Saints. Like it bothers him that anybody doesn't like him. Like he wants everybody to like him. And that's just not the case. I don't care how great you are. I don't care how many turkeys you give out on Thanksgiving. I don't care how many gifts you give out on Christmas, bro. They're going to always have somebody that don't like you. And you just have to accept that.
Man, speaking of New Orleans, bro, I never understood the idea of thinking that everybody supposed to like you. Just because I don't like you, bro, that just means you're not my type of person. That don't mean it's beef. It just means you're not my type of person. Go your way, I'm gonna go mine. You heard me? I want to see you eat. I want to see you eat, but just not off my table.
Right.
So that and the whole I'm gonna let you go after this, dog. And as you can see, I'm at work. But I don't understand people getting in the chat talking about Spencer was 0-7. Spencer was 0-7. You'll be 0-7 too if you had a C and D team out there. Like nobody, get that man a healthy team and see what he do. Now I get the whole wanting to believe in somebody or wanting to see them prove themselves in spite of all the injuries and stuff like that. But bro, you can only do so much. You hear me?
Man,
like, you let somebody tie your hand behind your back, bro. Let somebody tie your hand behind your back and expect you to do a right hand to left hand crossover. Man, and you tell me how that work out.
Man, like I said, too many Disney movies, man. Like people expect, like, oh man, this guy's supposed to be the hope, and then he walk in, and like it always start off. They have a bad team, and then some guy come in, and you probably play a little soundtrack, and the team start working out and all that kind of stuff, and start winning game. It don't work like that in real life, bro. It just don't. Like man, like look, there's levels to this. Like it is levels. There's and there's a reason why there's the such thing as the depth chart. And we can talk about next man up, but we know that ain't the case, because if the next man was any better than the first man, then he'll be starting. King Arthur, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, man. We got to chop it up again, man. But good, man. Make sure you stay safe out there at work, man, and we'll talk to you later.
I appreciate it. Real quick, TJ. I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat that you cut off Jordan access card. That's how you got dropped from the call.
Man,
that's what you did.
This,
you
man?
ain't slick.
Hey, I ain't did nothing, man. I ain't cut the man water off, man. Look, I'm not responsible for people, Wi-Fi, man. I'm just not, man. I'm just. But hey,
All
man,
right, TJ,
appreciate
I'm
it though,
gonna
man.
let you.
Take it easy, man. See, I am not responsible for the Wi-Fi. All right. I get it. I completely understand, man. At one time I was a Spectrum customer. They trash. I'm sorry. They trash. All right. Some of these mobile companies are trash. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move along. We're gonna go to Slim. Slim, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's down, TJ? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, man. How you been?
I've been cooling, man, chilling,
That's good,
excited
man.
for the draft.
Yeah.
You keep doing your thing as usual. We
I
need y'all
appreciate
more
it,
than the
man.
national media. But
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
but y'all been touching on some important facts though. Shout out to King Arthur, Spencer Rattler 0-7, 0-7.
Mhm.
But any quarterback behind a garbage offensive line will not be successful at all. So
Nah.
besides Drew Brees, we'll exclude him because he made everybody look good. But
Right.
however, I ain't gonna lie to you, the ninth overall pick, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, man, we go get Shador. He fell to us. But we went with the offensive lineman from Texas.
Right.
We was a little emotional at first, but when you settle down and think about it, the offensive line needed help, addressed it.
Right.
Defensive line needed help, addressed it. Running back addressed it. Like they addressed everything. So I was like satisfied with the draft. You know what I'm saying? So
I was too, man. Yeah, I was satisfied, Slim. And the reason why is, number one, they didn't reach. I think we can have an appreciation for that. And if we're gonna be, critical of them and some of the bad decisions, we can praise them in their good decisions. That's what makes us different here on the show. We ain't just sitting up here just bashing them for every particular thing that they do, rather it's a good decision or bad. I feel like that was a really good decision. You tried to build up your team by drafting 9 guys that played a lot of football, has some leadership qualities, kind of built in the image that you want, whatever, right?
yeah.
I thought it was a good look though, man.
Yeah, and facts, TJ. As far as the Tyler Shough pick, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, you got Spencer Rattler, Tyler. Let it be a competition everywhere. That's how you build winning organizations. You got to have competitions. You got to. Matter of fact, shout out to Tyler. It seemed like he really wanted because I was just watching a video of him at Tulane Stadium with the players working things out. You know what I'm saying? You heard me?
Yep.
So I appreciate that. Unlike Reverend Carr, excuse me. But anyway,
good bishop. Yeah. I mean, look, man, I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing because I mentioned it. Like, you have to be a student of the game, not just on the field, but off the field too. And Derek Carr and the way that he's carried himself and what he's been doing, it kind of gave Tyler Shough a little bit of a bird's eye view on how he needs to carry himself, possibly being the face of this franchise going in the future. You got to ingratiate yourself within the culture. Like we say this all the time on the show. Like, if you love New Orleans, it's going to love you back, man. If you ride for New Orleans, it will ride for you. Like that's just the way that it goes. You can talk about his hyperbole, you can talk about his politicking, but that's what New Orleans people like. They like, guys that, feel like they identify with them, don't feel like they way up here. Like, oh, you're the savior of the franchise or whatever. Like, they want to feel like, man, you in the trenches with them, because most of the people that come to the game, guess what? They from the freaking trenches. Like, they work hard in order for them to go to these football games. So if you got a lunch pail mentality and mind frame, then Saints fans will identify with you.
Right. Because, man, it baffled. I ain't gonna lie to you, TJ, Who That Nation. It baffled me that Derek Carr first arrived in New Orleans. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I'm still here. Uptown Third Ward. His first meal was Chipotle. Like, what? What? Your first meal is Chipotle out of all the food in New Orleans, the best food in the world. I'm not scared to say it. Your first meal was Chipotle. He never really embraced it, TJ. And it is what it is. It's time to cut. I mean, and then I said he's a snake. He said he was running a restructure. The Saints restructured him. Now he mad about that. That's phoning to me, bro. You cannot be phoning down here where we come from. Like you say, we in the trenches. We know what it is down here. we can smell fauna from 20 miles away. You can't do that down here, bro. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. He the type of person that's eat crawfish with season outside of it instead of inside of it. You know what I'm saying? That really gets on my nerves. You know what it is, TJ. Keep it real. Bland red beans.
Hey, I already told you, man. Like he to me, he's just a guy that just wants, like, man, like I say, he just strikes me as a guy that, just wants people just to like him. Like he just wants to be liked. He just wants to be admired. It's not even about image. Like some people just don't like hearing criticisms of themselves. Like they just don't like, and if they feel like, there's any type of criticism towards them, they try to make you feel bad for talking about them. I already said that. He strikes me as a person. I already said this. Like he's the type of person that if you just done with him, tired of him, they'll come through with some type of story, you know what I'm saying, to make you feel bad about talking about him. Like,
right.
That ain't the type of energy that you want, man. That ain't the type of energy that you want. Regardless of what you have going on, like making people feel bad about talking about you is not going to fix the issue. It just makes me feel like you don't have tough skin. And like you said, man, there's a lot of things about him. I just feel like it's kind of throw the brick, hide your hand type stuff. And people see it. So I just feel like they just need to cut ties. There's nothing he can do besides like play out his freaking mind, and the Saints go into the Super Bowl this year that's going to win over any Saints fans. And I don't see any of those situations happening. So
right, TJ. And I'm gonna let you go because I know you got more callers. But before I go, I just got to tell you two things. I'm black and gold till I'm dead and cold. Shout out to Aaron. I'm Who Dat for life. So
me too, man.
So check this out, TJ. Shout out to the defensive coordinator's son for prank calling Shedeur Sanders, pretending to be Mickey Loomis. Another reason to troll Falcon fans. And one more reason, TJ. If you have not heard this, there's a Falcon fan called a Bird Lady. She been scamming people out of thousands of dollars for giving fake tailgate parties. Look it up, brother. Who that?
All right, Slim, man, you take it easy, bro.
You too, brother. You're man.
Oh man, it wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a show without some Falcon hate, man, from somebody, Yeah, man, I'm Falcon fans, man. Man, can you imagine though? I said this. What can you imagine? The articles, the pub, and all this other stuff. If Shedeur Sanders would have got drafted by the Saints and they had to play the Falcons, I mean, those stories would have written themselves. They would have written themselves, man. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna go to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
What's going on, T? Hold on a second.
Okay.
Go ahead and go to the next caller. I'll come back.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move on. All right, we got Who Dat Man. Who Dat? What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's good with you, man?
All right, and nothing much. What you got for us?
Nothing much, bro. I just been sitting back, man, really just listening to the conversation because, like, I'm heated, bro. I'm real. No, for real,
mind,
like,
man. Speak the mind. The floor is yours, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm heated because I just feel like the fans lately been real fickle, bro. I feel like if you riding for Spencer Rattler, why would you want Shedeur? So why not give Tyler Shough a chance? You know what I'm saying? So if it's just at this point, we fed up with Carr. Like Carr is the issue, he the problem, and I feel like we need a new future. We need a new young leader. So whoever it is, whether it's Rattler or it's Shough, I just think that fans need to sit back, put on the seatbelt because they not gonna hop out the car. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? So just sit back and be cool. Like that's where I really been mad at. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready for the future with this new regime we got, bro. Like people, I don't see how you could not be excited.
Yeah, I don't look. Well, to your first point, look, my feelings about Spencer Rattler hasn't changed. I just look at the reality of the situation and follow me. Follow me. I look at it like this is a guy. I'm talking Tyler Shough now, that was drafted and selected by the now head coach Kellen Moore. So regardless to how things may look and how much love you may have for Spencer Rattler, It ain't happening. You know, like he would have to, I'm telling you, he would have to come in to training camp looking like Mahomes the second coming in order for him like not to sit on his bench. And I think people have respect and love for Rattler. I just think that they understand the situation at hand. And also, look, I always talk about like the Buzz Lightyear complex where people just like the shiny new toy. It's just what it is. Like, you know, like it's the new toy that came out the box, right? Yeah, I still got love for this toy over here, but man, this toy right here, man, it got the kung fu grip on it. You know what I'm saying? It talk to me, talk back. You get me? Like it's not like you don't have an appreciation for it. It's just the fact that Tyler Shough is something and represents something at this particular point that Saints fans are looking for. Not to say that they can't find that in Spencer, but at the same time, when you combine Kellen Moore selecting Tyler Shough, drafting this guy higher than you have any quarterback since 1971, I mean, the writing is on the wall right here, Who Dat. So that's the way that some fans are looking at it. But some of them probably, you know, switch sides for, you know, that's just the way that it goes. But from my personal assessment, it has everything to do with Kellen Moore and him selecting Shough the way that he did.
No, that's true because you know, like with the new head coach, I mean, if the last quarterback wasn't his guy, he gonna look for his guy. So you know, so Tyler Shough, like you said, is Kellen Moore a guy. But also, I just feel like, you know, for me, I wanted to see Rattler succeed because, you know, the type of stuff, the smut they was putting on his name. You know what I'm saying? He a gritty player. He's gonna go out and ball. He's not triggered. He's not trigger shy. He gonna let it fly. But it's just like when he was coming out of college. See, my dad from New Orleans, but you know, I'm from up north. But he, you know, when I was looking at him coming out, you know, I'm looking at it like that, like you feel me. I don't really like him that much as a quarterback because I mean I feel like he make irrational decisions. You know, he don't really see the field in full view. You know what I'm saying? So like he leave a lot to be desired on the field. Like so for me, he wasn't my type of quarterback. But my dad being from New Orleans, any quarterback that come up in there, that's the next one.
Yeah. I mean, look, I completely understand. But before we go any further, what part? Where are you from up north?
An hour out from Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, but my dad, he was born and raised out there. He went to what's that high school that Tyrann Mathieu went to?
Oh, St. Aug.
Yeah, he went to St. Augustine. Yeah, he went there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My whole family down there, bro. Like, but you know, I haven't been down there. He came up because you know he had lost my grandma and my grandpa, so he came up north. And once he came up north, he had us. It was history. You feel me? But
right.
Yeah, he big Saints fan. But he think every quarterback is the next one. Me, I'm skeptical. You feel me? I'm not, you know.
Yeah. Look, I get it, man. You know, man, Drew Brees left a tough act to follow. So, I mean, you got to be able to evaluate these quarterbacks, look at them a certain way. And also, man, you kind of got to have a wait and see approach. I mean, there's no such thing as a sure thing. I don't care if a guy comes out with a lot of fanfare or a guy that they say has a lot of promise like Shough has. I mean, you got to be able to sit back and just watch and evaluate it. But also, to your point at the beginning of the call, like you have to give these young guys some grace, man. We can't just size guys up and say they're not Drew Brees and then all of a sudden like just down everything that they do. We also have to understand that these guys are young. And if we're going to criticize, and also if we're going to criticize a coaching staff saying that a coach is incompetent, can't get the best out of a player, how can we sit up here and talk about how Dennis Allen wasn't a leader of men, wasn't a good coach, but at the same time, chastise Spencer Rattler for 0-7 record? I just don't understand.
That's true, though.
Like, come on, man. It's not like we had Sean Payton and he had an 0-7 record. If that was the case, then I'm like, okay, man, something ain't right. But we knew from the jump that Dennis Allen more than likely, you know what I'm saying, anything Dennis Allen would have done would have been, you know, exceeding expectations. So you already have conceded that he wasn't good at being a coach. So why is it that he's bad as a coach, but everything else around him has to be great? Like, it just doesn't work like that. If that was the case, then they would have saved his job. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's true, bro. Like, I mean, Spencer Rattler did face a storm that not many will face, and especially like going in a round that he went in. You feel me? Like it looked like he was the number one pick. Like he went to the worst team in the league.
Right.
You feel me? So I mean, I do give it to him. I just feel like, man, for me, the things about Shough that I'm gonna give a chance is that, you know, he broke his collarbone and he didn't get surgery, so it re-broke the next year. You feel
Right.
me?
Tried
Then
to
he come
rehab it.
back. Yeah, you see me. So he come back from that and then just have another bone break. So it's like I feel like he layer his throws, TJ. He
Yeah.
layer his throws. He has excellent vision. He's 6'5", so he can see over the line. He don't have to get
Yeah.
outside the pocket in order to really get the ball off. And he actually can run. So I feel like he's gonna fit Kellen Moore's plan, like his game plan, a little bit more than I feel like Spencer Rattler is. That's just me. Like, and
Right.
I feel like Spencer Rattler, man, he was 0-7, but he had some chances in some games, TJ, and he was he was missing reads, and he really was not. He was just balling, like, you know, like a natural baller that you could put on the field and he don't play, but he
Right.
really wasn't playing like not even top tier rookie level. Like he just was
Right.
not playing. Like you, but I don't know how to explain it, but I just know like
Nah,
I don't
I get
see it
what you're
with him.
saying. I get you, man. I get you and I understand. And also to your point where you talk about Kellen Moore, look, Kellen Moore selected Tyler Shough because just like your point, just like you just said, he fits what he wants to do. Yeah, that is the reason why, like I said, he has to play otherworldly. He has to play otherworldly in order for him to be able to get to that point. You know, like he gotta go out there and like ball and like he just lost his freaking mind. Like I'm telling you, like he is not going to beat out Tyler Shough because Tyler Shough is the appointed guy. Like it is his job to lose. Like he would have to play like god awful. Like I'm talking about like really, really bad in order for Spencer Rattler to like win out the competition. Like that's just the way that it goes, man. Like I said, bro, Spencer Rattler gonna have to ball the freak out. But yeah, there were some things about his game that, you know, needed some work, but the Saints didn't help him either. Like
They didn't. Mickey Loomis, I'm so bad. Listen, I done forgave him because he just like that uncle or grandpa. He don't know no better at this point. Like he just he's stuck in his ways, man. He old school, and it's just like we gonna have to love him. I mean, you can hate him, but I mean, it really don't do no good. I mean, he
Nah, he
did
ain't
bring.
going nowhere. Yeah, he ain't
You know
going
what I'm
nowhere.
saying? Like he brought us some good winning culture, although it was Sean Payton and Drew Brees, but he did play a part in that. You know what I'm saying? Times just change after a while. It's just like Mike McCarthy. You know how they say times changed on him, and his game plan is not modern. It's not up to date. You know what I'm saying? It just be like that sometimes. So I
Yeah.
mean, they didn't really give him a chance, but I feel like Spencer Rattler gonna start in the league somewhere. You know, because he is put it like this. He's a starter. Now, is he a quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl? No, unless he has all the right talent. You have to put things around him. He's basically like a Derek Carr. You got
Yep.
to really put him in a situation to win for him to be able to win. And just put some impact players around him. We
Yep.
don't got that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
We need a quarterback gonna throw you open, which Tyler Shough do. I mean, in college, he was playing with Louisville. If you watch that Miami game and Notre Dame game, even that Pitt game, like, but especially the Miami and Notre Dame game, that boy was, I mean, he was out there balling. You know, it was some drop passes. I was looking at that, had me looking at
Oh
his
yeah,
receiver
man. Plenty,
sideways.
plenty of them. Plenty of.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Look, he could fail. He could be great. We don't know yet. And I feel like even if he do fail, we could go right up in the next draft and draft another quarterback.
I mean, as they should. I mean, as they should. But history has shown us that the Saints are more keen on trying to prove themselves right than doing what's right. And now that's been the downfall over the last couple of years, man. So hopefully they can like, if it doesn't work out and you're picking like, you know what I'm saying, top 5 or something like that, man, don't try to go out here. Oh, all he need now is the number 1 wide receiver. Like, nah, bro.
Bruh,
Like, if it
I'm
walk like
tired
a
of being
duck,
stressed out, bro.
sound like a duck, fly like a duck, it is not a bear. You know what I'm saying? It's a duck. You know, like plain and simple.
Straight up. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. But hey, man, my last thing I'm gonna say is I just hope that we do something, that's respectable this year because, bro, I was stressing last year. I've been stressing for the last few years, bro. Like, it's
Man,
messing with my daily life.
look, I get it, man. Look, I get it. It definitely dictates the mood when the Saints win or win football games or when they lose football games. But look, man, just gotta hope for the best, man. Hopefully, Kellen Moore can get something out this football team, kind of steer them in the right direction.
Mhm.
I got my expectations are kind of like tempered, because of the situation and the circumstances and some of the things that's going on. But I just need to see this team is trending in the right direction, and that'd be good enough for me. I mean, if they end up exceeding those expectations, I think that it will probably make Saints fans realize that they got the right guy as the future head coach of this team. So, Who Dat? I appreciate it, man. Call back anytime.
Will do, bro. You take care, bro.
All right, you do the same. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Who Dat, man. Yeah, man. I mean, the Saints definitely dictate the mood of the fan base. I can tell you that. If they start winning, a lot of people's emotions going to be very, very positive in 2025. Kane Arthur, thank you very much for the $5. Says, TJ, we're not paying attention to the fact that NOLA is in a position to get off these bad contracts with all these young players, end up cap compliant. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me, man. Like, try to draft, believe in the process, get some of these young guys on the field, and let's see what you can do. All right, we're going to move on to Patrick Mahomes. Patty, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, TJ?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. How you enjoying this off season?
Well, we got the offensive line. They need to protect me because I got taken beating by the Eagles defense.
Yeah, man. Look, it was tough to see that, man. Definitely in the Superdome that way, man. But I'm pretty sure y'all gonna bounce back, man. What y'all gonna do when it comes to with Travis Kelce? Like he getting up there in age, man.
Well, I think we need another tight end, me like Kelce. I mean, will he be next Kelce? Probably not, though. But we need good as Kelce. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, yeah, man. We definitely y'all definitely gotta find somebody that's gonna replace that legend in Travis Kelce. But I'm pretty sure, Patrick, you ain't just want to sit up here and talk about Kansas City Chiefs. I'm pretty sure there's some other things that you want to discuss. So the floor is yours, Pat.
Well, the reason I'm here because I do want to talk about the Saints quarterbacks. Like, man, give Spencer Rattler a fully chance, though. I mean, it's not for him, though. Think about it. They had all offensive line is lackluster. Olave had a season-ending injury. Rashid Shaheed had another season injury. Kamara been banged up. Like, come on, give Spencer Rattler a break. Like, he needs a fully chance, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look, I think he does need a chance, but man, he's a representative of the old regime, and the fact that the Saints drafted Tyler Shough. I mean, this is a quarterback that they evaluated, they studied, they just checked everything about him, and this is what they came up on. It's him. So I'm not saying that Spencer Rattler can't improve. I mean, there was some things that Spencer Rattler did. Like, let's just say he had like a really good first half and a really terrible second half. Or he'll have he'll come into the game in the second half and then ball the freak out like he did against the Commanders. If you can put together a complete game, then you'll be just fine. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, Tyler Shough, this is his opportunity. And I think the Saints organization is looking at it that way. So Spencer Rattler is going to have to come in. If he wants to beat out Tyler Shough, he's going to have to look like he did like in some of those, in first half or the second half. He's going to have to look like that the entire time. So hopefully he can, man. I mean, he's been working with some guys in the off season, and it looks like, he seems like he's getting a little bit more polished. So,
I mean, honestly, I got nothing against Tyler Shough, but I wasn't a big fan of the drafting of him. The big issue about him is age, though. Like, he came, he's 25, right?
Right.
I'm not a big fan of him. He'll be like a Brandon Whedon's 2.0.
Yeah, look, I look at him like this, right? if he comes in and he starts right away at the age of 26, like, and he hits the ground running, my thing is, like, you can get at least 10, 12 years out of him, like, so it's just a matter of, like, context. Like, is he going to be sitting on the bench for 2 years, 3 years, right? That I feel like would be an issue. But if he comes in and he's starting right away, then guess what? Like, ain't nobody going to pay no attention to that. I mean, I know somebody said this, and it was a really good point. It says Drew Brees got signed by the Saints at 27, right? Yep. But it's the thing about it is, yeah, Drew Brees played before then, but how many people, like, remember Drew Brees playing for the San Diego Chargers? I mean, I do, but he wasn't bad, but he wasn't what he is now when he was in the Saints uniform at 27 and on up. So if he starts, like, right now at the age of 26, I don't think nobody would care. Like, nobody would care about how old he is, because if you can get some good football out of him, like in his late 20s, going into his 30s, like, it doesn't matter. People just want to make sure that they have a consistent quarterback. And if he is the epitome of consistency, it doesn't matter, especially if he starts right away.
Agreed. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's got to prove me wrong, though. I mean, I hope he doesn't have downfall because I'm not a big fan of that pick, though. But I really hope he proved me wrong, though. Got to see how he does. I know he's been more injury prone, but I do like the 6'5" quarterback, though. I was kind of surprised Kellen Moore picked that guy. I mean, I get that's his guy, though, but I was surprised. I figured we'd pick, like, Jay Moreau or maybe Jackson Dart, like these guys, but I was kind of surprised he was getting that 6'5".
Yeah, I think it's mostly because if you look at it, most of the quarterbacks that he had kind of fit that mold. I mean, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, like Jalen Hurts was like an exception to the rule. Like, most of the guys that he worked with kind of had that size and stature, so this isn't like some people, like, look at him working with Jalen Hurts and they're looking at Jalen Hurts as the standard, but Jalen Hurts is the outlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the guy he hasn't worked with. So I think that, he fits that mold what Kellen Moore has worked with in the past and has found success with. So like I said, I'm not really concerned about the age thing. I'm not really concerned about, some of the things about being hurt. I mentioned at the beginning of this show, you got a lot of NFL rules that kind of cater to the quarterback. They cater to them. They try to make sure that they don't go at their legs. If you hit them too hard, then there's a flag. So the rules that are in place are going to help him. So, and he's going to benefit from it, especially if you have Tallahassee on one side, Calvin Banks on the other. It's going to make him feel comfortable in that pocket, and he'll be able to deliver some throws. So we'll see, man. We'll see. The jury is still out. A lot of unanswered questions, but I'm willing to give him a shot.
Agreed. And by the way, Kellen Moore, congrats. I know you did beat me in the Super Bowl, but I'm glad you get your opportunity for the Saints head coach. Hope you do well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will, man. And Patrick, man, good luck this season, man. Trying to go for another Super Bowl championship, trying to bring the championship back to Chief Kingdom, man.
All right, thank you, sir. And by the way, this is Dalton Smith, by the way, just to let y'all know that.
Look, man. Look, first off, Dalton, everybody knew, man. Look, Dalton. We make fun of Dalton because he sounds exactly like Patrick Mahomes. So, man, he's always a good sport, man, and I appreciate it, Dalton. Look, I gotta ask you, like, before you get up out of here, though, your Buffalo Bills, man. What do you think about their draft?
I mean, I did like some draft, though. I mean, glad we got on our defense, though, which we drafted a wide receiver and maybe second or third round, though. But I'm glad we dressed the defense because defense, they've been a whole lot of issues, though. Like Sean McDermott, like, he's a defense-minded coach, though. I think, honestly, he's not giving the hump, though. You remember he was defense coordinator for the Panthers 15-1?
Yeah.
I think ever since then, I don't think he ever got over the hump, though. I'm surprised he hasn't got fired yet. He's like one of these years, he might get fired pretty soon.
Yeah, man. Got to be careful, though. Got to be careful. I know, it's easy to just fire a coach, but he's won a lot of football games, man. And he has those guys on the outside looking in a many years. I'd rather be on the outside looking in than not even being in the building or close to the building. So I think he's a good coach, man. But like you said, man, that narrative, I mean, we've seen it with coaches like Jim Mora, and Marvin Lewis, like these guys that won a lot of football games, but couldn't win a big one. The late great Marty Schottenheimer is another. So, man, you got to win something. I think he's a good coach, but I agree. They address the defense, so hopefully the defense can come through and Josh Allen get the team down the field. That defense can make a stop. But Dalton, man, I appreciate the call. Call back anytime, my man.
All right, thank you, sir. You have a great day.
All right, you too. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Dalton. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Buffalo, man, they fixed that defense. And they needed a little bit of a pass rush. Get a little bit younger on that defensive line. You got yourself a star in Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the guy. So get a defense around him. Kind of the same way it was with Patrick Mahomes. Like Patrick Mahomes was out there putting up all them big time numbers, man. Defense couldn't get a stop. Then they end up like signing Tyrann Mathieu from the Texans, and he was able to get the ball back to the the offense, excuse me. And that made a difference. And also, Chris Jones and bringing all these other guys in. So, man, you got to be able to fix that defense, man. We know throughout the years, like the Saints didn't really address the defense. And to me, they kind of squandered a lot of Drew Brees' prime. So, man, you got to fix that defense, man. All right, we're going to go ahead and go move on to Josh. Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, TJ?
Man, nothing much, man.
In 2 days, I will be taking my last class ever, and then we'll be officially graduated.
Oh, man, congratulations to you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome stuff right there.
Thanks,
how you
man.
feel about it, man? I mean, look, that's a long road, man. I mean, to be, to go through. I mean, so how you feel like being that close on the threshold?
I think I won't lie to you. I'm going to miss seeing all these college girls in their booty shorts, just being honest. But I don't know. It's the truth, man. But
okay.
I got it hasn't really hit me yet. I don't know. I think it'll hit me next week, because next week is the whole ceremony and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been kind of a long journey. So yeah, that this one's coming to an end, though, and it's coming to a positive end.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, look, that's a great moment. That's a great moment to be able to, walk across that stage, man, and receive, the diploma, for something that you worked hard for, man. I can remember, like, graduating from school and thinking about that. But like you said, man, it's also the beginning, but it's also the end. Things, aren't the same. The people that you establish relationships with and all that kind of stuff, y'all end up like staying in touch, but it ain't the same. It ain't just like walking, across the way to a hall or walking to a dorm room to see them, so yeah, it's one of those situations, man. But congratulations to you, man, nonetheless.
Thanks, man. With regard to Tyler Shough, I know I don't pronounce his name right, but
Tyler Shough, yeah.
Tyler
Shough.
Shucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it throws me off because it just doesn't look like it sounds. But I don't, they're probably going to start him. You're right. And what I think is going to happen is that we're going to be another 4 or 5 win team this year. Maybe an improved 4 or 5 win team over last year, but we still have the same squad, and there's not even a hint of a rebuild yet. So I'm not expecting much, but I think Tyler's probably going to take a lot of unnecessary blame for that by the end of the season, and it might hurt his prospects of really developing into who really he could really be down the road. So I kind of see some trouble up front for him, because we're not going to be a winning team this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we're not taking 500.
Well, look, here's the thing. I think we also ain't got to put this thing in context, right? If Tyler Shough goes out there and he looks like a rookie, but he shows some good qualities, I give you an example. It's funny I mentioned this. I think about Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen rookie season, he wasn't like really just out there just spinning that rock. Like most people were like looking at him because he was scrambling outside the pocket, jumping over people's head, it got Bills fans excited, right? That was the quality, his athleticism. And then all of a sudden he became a little bit more accurate with his deep ball. And then the third year he became a little bit more accurate with his intermediate passes and his deep ball. And now we're seeing like a finished product of a guy that can scramble outside the pocket when necessary, throw the ball down the field, and put the team on his back. So when it comes to Tyler Shough, if he can show like some good qualities, getting the ball to the wide receivers, maybe checking it down, making more better decisions than not, I think that that's going to benefit him. I mean, if you are a knowledgeable sports fan, I ain't talking about the people that really don't know nothing about football, just want to complain about everything. But I'm talking about the individuals that understand the X's and the O's. They'll see that. So those are the people that you want to pay attention to. I said that before, Josh. There's always going to be people that's going to be skeptical. They're not going to be able to break things down. They just want to be negative just for the simple fact of being negative because they feel like it may drive their engagement or drive their views or whatever. But the ones that love football, they'll understand that. If the guy has good qualities and it's something you can build on, Saints fans gonna follow suit.
Well, I hope so, man, because that would be pretty good. I just want the kid to have a fair shake.
Right. I agree.
You want to hear something funny? I happened to see Josh Allen's first game as a starter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was against the Packers or the Vikings. I can't remember which one.
It was the Vikings. It was the Vikings. I remember. Yep.
He was so god-awful in that game. I didn't think he was going to make it in the league another like 3 weeks. I mean, I think his ending stats in that game were like 1 for 18 with like 3 interceptions. It was really like that.
Hey, but everybody remember when he jumped over that linebacker head, though. Everybody remember that. That was like the highlight of the game for him. Like I said, he was untapped potential with a lot of athleticism. And like I said, it was something that they felt like they could build on. Like, we got to put this thing into context. Like, if guys throw interceptions, like when they're young and inexperienced, they're gonna throw interceptions. I mean, Peyton Manning like held the record for a long time when it came to interceptions. Like, the guys are gonna make mistakes. And you're gonna have outliers like Jaden Daniels who gonna come in, and everybody gonna expect their rookie quarterbacks to look like Jaden Daniels. And if he don't look like Jaden Daniels, then guess what? He's no good. Like, man, we gotta like be careful with being prisoners of the moment. Like, a lot of our takes and our views are because we become prisoners of the moment. We don't look at the entire totality of it. Like, going back into the history books, like, so much information is being given to us every single day, and we just eat it up, man. And we don't evaluate, we don't research, and we just take it at face value. So I just think that's very dangerous. And you do yourself a disservice by not really trying to be a student of the game. Like, if you're not going to be a student of the game, man, I honestly don't really care about what you have to say. If you're just trying to entertain folks and trying to get, like I said, your likes and your engagement up, and that ain't the move, man. Like, take the time to look at what some of these guys are doing. Like, what is the percentage of guys that come into the league that don't struggle? Right? Like, what is the percentage there? What are the guys that come into the league that might have some growing pains but get better as time goes on? We got to put this thing into context, Josh.
Well, and one thing about Kellen Moore is he's really a running-minded coach at heart. Mm-hmm. So it'll be really interesting to see how the whole change in the running scheme helps Tyler out and really help the team out, because I feel like Kellen Moore is going to come in something with completely different than anything that's been done by the Saints in the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that'll take some of the pressure off Tyler and help him complete some passes and so on.
Yeah.
But I guess that's all I got for you. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say this. I always go back to the great debate between Al Davis and John Madden about how to build a good football team, right? Al Davis believed that you needed speed on the outside, receivers, etc., right? Like the skill position guys, and John Madden believed that you build through the trenches on your defense and your offensive line. That's how you do it. If you have a young quarterback, you make him comfortable by having a really good infrastructure around him, which is an offensive line, and a really good running game, right? And if the New Orleans Saints are trying to recreate that, which it seems like they are, like by drafting Talese Fuaga last season and now drafting Calvin Banks in the first round. So you basically have your left and your right tackle for at least the next decade, right? And if you can add that, maybe a guard that can be, a cornerstone guy, then you have yourself stability on the offensive line and comfortability for your quarterback. And if you accompany that with a running game, you already know that you have a talented Alvin Kamara. I'm not ready to give up on Kendre Miller like that, but I mean, he's pretty decent. You have the young rookie out of Kansas, Devin Neal that's coming through. So you got some talent. Also, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So if you can get this running back room going and this offensive line holding these guys, and be able to hold the quarterback upright, making sure he don't get sacked every couple plays or every other play, I think that you'll have success. Like, I don't have an issue with the Saints drafting offensive linemen. I do have an issue with the New Orleans Saints not selecting the right offensive lineman. Like, that's the problem. Like, you got to make sure that you're drafting the right guys. It can't be, oh man, this guy has a really good RAS score. Like, that's good. Like, he's athletic. Like, what football player for the most part isn't athletic? He probably wouldn't be in the NFL if he wasn't. You got to be able to do your due diligence and fix this offensive line so you don't have to keep on going back over and over and over again trying to correct this. Because while you're trying to correct this, Josh, guess what? The other positions are failing. That's the reason why you could have possibly got another wide receiver in a draft a couple of years ago that could have been the replacement for Mike T. But instead, you got to address the offensive line. So you got to fix it, man. Got to fix this offensive line. Got to be able to hold up that line so that quarterback can make plays and a running back can be that I guess that safety valve for that quarterback in order for him to find success.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, did you get the email? I just want to ask you quick.
Yeah, I got your email, and man, I don't know what I can actually do. I mean, I can probably try to see. Do you
okay,
if it's like his representation or something like that, then I can probably see. But other than that, I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't know how much I could actually help in that regard. But yeah, if you know his representation or who he talked to, man, I can probably see.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. I will let you get to the next caller, man, and I'll talk to you next week when I'm graduated.
Okay, man. All right, and congratulations to you again, man. Call back anytime.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, man. There was a player. I think it was offensive tackle. That he knew. I guess he was trying to help out. I mean, the guy was, he's talented. Talented player. But I don't know. I mean, I have to know who his representation is. Maybe that can probably help out. But I mean, from what I've seen on tape, he's a pretty talented guy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna end our calls tonight with Dolph from the Keeping It Real podcast here. Dolph, how you doing, man?
Man, what's up, TJ? Man, it's an honor to be on with you, my brother.
Man, don't do that, bro. Man, don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. Listen, this man is out here. Hold on, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute.
You already know, bro. I look up to you, man. Come on, bro. You set the example, bro. It is what it is, bro.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
You work hard.
I understand that, bro. But you one of the trailblazers, bro.
I appreciate
you, bro. I want to thank you for being a trailblazer. I want to thank you for, anytime I reach out and need some advice or something, bro, you always reach back. Ain't nothing but love, man.
Look, man, it's always love, man. Cause like when I was starting out, like, man, it was nothing but hard work and dedication, and you know what I'm saying, just the belief in myself. And I see what you're doing, man. Going to the Senior Bowl, reaching out to these people. See, man, this is what it's all about, man. You got, like, if you want it, you got to go out there and grab it, man. And look, I'm extremely proud of the work that you're doing over there on your channel and some of the things that you're doing, like when it comes to like interviewing some of these players. Like, man, look, the sky's the limit for you, man. Just keep on grinding, man. Keep on grinding and keep that passion and that love that you have for what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Man, where should we start, man? Tyler Shough, baby. Oh, Shough. Who that, baby? That what you gonna be here? I'm starting already, TJ. Every time you throw a touchdown, family. Who that? Oh, Shough, baby. That's what the song gonna be saying, baby. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Tyler Shough, man. I noticed him at the Senior Bowl. I did see a Louisville game earlier this season. I like kid's pretty good.
Right.
I mean, prototypical quarterback, man. Big, 6'5", 220-something pounds, can make every throw that you need him to make.
Yeah.
I just did a show yesterday, man, and kind of went over the Miami game and the Notre Dame game.
Right.
Now, the positives are there, like the previous caller said, man. Give the kid a chance. I mean, a lot of people are hating because they didn't select the quarterback or the player you want. Who cares, man?
Yeah.
All I know come September, whoever's under center starting, that's who I'm rocking with. If you got the black and gold on, that's who I rock with, baby. I'm not about to sit up here and pray for somebody to fail. I hear everybody like, let's just tank for Arch. Who says Arch coming out next year? And who says if he does come out, you gonna be in a position to get Arch?
Man, this is my thing though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how good Arch Manning is going to be.
Right.
But man, it's just funny to me how these same people tell me that Shedeur Sanders ain't gonna be this, he ain't gonna be that. Then turn around and just make it seem like Arch Manning is just gonna be the chosen one and the greatest thing ever. How do you know this? Like, if you're gonna say, "Oh, Shedeur Sanders ain't never showed that he can be, an elite quarterback," what has Arch Manning done to show that? That's all I'm saying. Like, the only thing people got going only thing he got going is the name on the back of his freaking jersey. If you're gonna say that about Shedeur Sanders, say the same doggone thing about Arch Manning. Like I said, he might be great, but we ain't seen nothing yet. Like, we ain't seen nothing out of him to say, "Oh man, he a number 1 overall pick." Like, I don't get that, man. I don't. I don't.
It's like you said, brother. It's the name on the back of the jersey. He got in a couple games this past season, show flashes of what he could be. And because his last name is Manning, you already know, man, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. And let me just say this. Me and TJ are not hating on Arch Manning. All we're saying is let's let the kid get out there and put in his body of work before we just call him the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? That's all we saying. Just get out there and ball, man. But listen, it is life. It's the world we live in. There's 2 standards. We know what it is. Ain't no need to get into it, because if a person out there pretending that they don't know what it is, you're just foolish. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And listen, I don't know what Shedeur is going to be, but I know one thing. You don't go from the consensus number 1, number 2 quarterback the entire season. Then after football season's over, you don't play any more football. And your stock plummets. Why? Because you chose not to work out at the NFL Combine. That's where everything started. That's when you got that first rumor about he didn't care about what we thought about him. And like I've been saying, who cares? But to me, for that kid to drop all the way to 5th round, even if you had him as a 2nd round talent, a 3rd round, he fell to the 5th round. There is no way that kid should have been in the 5th round, in my opinion. Again, to me, a lot. And listen, we have had kids drafted who sexual assault charges, drugs. One kid got drafted. He was on there with a damn smoke bomb on his face. Larry Tunsil. He didn't go in the 1st, but he went in the next round.
Oh, he did go in the 1st.
No, Tunsil did go.
Yeah, because he was originally supposed to be a top 5 pick, but I think he fell. Yeah, he fell to the Dolphins at like 11 or 12. So he went the 1st.
He went the 1st round. So what did Shedeur do to drop all the way down? He turned some teams off because of his confidence in himself. The kid's never been in trouble.
Yep.
He's never had any off the field. Now you haven't heard him alienate his teammates. everywhere the kid has gone, he's won.
Mm.
Started out at your alma mater, Jackson State. He went there. The kid won.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They go to Colorado, a program, by the way, nobody was interested in because they straight sucked. They were garbage. They were trash for years and years and years until him and his father got there and Travis Hunter, and they started changing things around. Then when was the last time you had anybody this interested in Colorado football since they had Eric Bieniemy and Napoleon McCallum?
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart. I mean, come on, man. So, but hey, that's for another thing, man. We gonna talk about Saint football here, man. I love the selection, man. Mm-hmm. First of all, let me, because I heard you say about the first round, man. Let me shout out my co-host, Coach Rock, because he's still upset about the first round. Coach still upset, man, about the first round selection. Coach stormed off the broadcast and everything, baby.
Oh man, man, don't do Kelvin like that, man. Kelvin a good man. That's a good kid right there, man. He's a good football player.
Kelvin I watched this kid, man. 4 years. The kid's a very good football player. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most decorated offensive linemen coming in. You got him. You got Talisi Fuaga, the dancing bell, which I discovered last year at the Senior Bowl. I fell in love with him at the Senior Bowl. I came back talking about him, and damn it, did what happened. We were able to get him. And listen, some say, well, he wasn't spectacular, but guess what? You wasn't worrying about that left side when he was out there. You know, he went through it. He had his rookie moments. Everybody has their rookie moment. Even the great Willie Roaf had rookie moments. Yep. Not just like everybody else, because when you're special, you're special. Mm-hmm. But he had his moments. So, but I love, if you look at the bookends now, Fuaga, Banks Jr., we have one of the best centers in the National Football League in Eric McCoy. We have an above average right guard who can be a very good guard. It's just consistency with Caesar. That's what's missing. Now on the left side, I don't know what the hell we're doing. I mean, Nick Salisbury.
Yeah, you got Radins. Yeah, you got Dylan Radins. I mean,
Dylan Radins. Until I see him, TJ, in the same uniform out there in action, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on him.
Question mark.
Because I got you. I had too much of Lemieux and Ali Udo last year. Good Lord. Good Lord. We can't do that no more, man. It got to be an upgrade. And with Nick Salisbury, I think it's just the kid he needs reps, but the same thing that is troubling Kendre Miller is troubling Nick Salisbury. You can't get on the field. You got to get on the field. The thing with Kendre Miller, I heard you speaking about Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, who I do love too. I think that was a steal in the 6th round right there. And if he comes in and he's able to get it mentally where he can just play free, I'm telling you right now, that kid's making his roster. He's making his roster. And then if Kendre, the bulb goes off in his head, the thing with Kendre, besides staying healthy, son, you got to get in your playbook. You got to know your plays. Can't put you out there if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're going to get somebody hurt. You got to be a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? I think the young man's going to pull it together. I think that's going to be a hell of a running back room. And then you got the veteran Clyde Edwards-Helaire in there too. So you got 4 deep, and I guess we go keep Prentice. I don't know why we keep him, but we got a fullback. We just keep
that ace back.
I mean, he only play ace back. I don't know, man. I mean, we go, but I don't know, TJ. You tell me, brother. You tell me right now.
I don't know, man. I mean,
hey, shout out to Adam Prentice. We love you, man, but we just trying to say, man. Listen.
No, I'm wondering though. I mean, are they gonna utilize the fullback this season? I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think Philly used no fullback like that, man. So I don't know, but it could be a good thing. It could be a good thing because if you don't have that fullback, then that means that somebody else is probably going to end up, playing. So you probably, most teams, they'll probably like, start with 3 running backs or something like might carry 4, in a game. So might have room for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So That might be a plus. That might be a plus when it comes to that. But I don't know, man. I can't remember. I don't think Kellen Moore used fullbacks like
I know.
that.
I don't remember seeing a lead blocker for Saquon last year.
Nah, he
I
did.
really don't even when he was in Dallas, I was watching Zeke. I don't really remember seeing one.
Me neither.
So
I remember some splits, some split formation, but that's about it.
So with that being said, TJ, I still believe the Saints need to bring in another veteran tight end due to the uncertainty of Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau with them coming off those injuries that they're coming off. And right now, there's no telling when Taysom's coming off or even Foster right now. So when you look at it right now, we got one tight end in DeJuan Dawson. We drafted the young man from UCLA, Multi.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
we drafted Multi from UCLA. We got last year, everybody's darling last year, undrafted free agent, Darlin Hawker, who played last year and had absolutely how many catches? I'm gonna wait.
I think he had one, maybe.
One catch on what? 2 targets. Now, I don't know. Now, I don't know if that was the scheme or it had to do with him.
Yeah.
But one thing was last year, son, you had an opportunity to step up. The door was open. You didn't do it. And another person who won't be on this team, and once again, I want to apologize to his family for telling the truth. Mason Tipton will not make the team this year. He can have the greatest 2 weeks of his life again. He won't make this team this year. That young man dropped the ball. Because, listen, TJ, I always say, and I'm not the only one, you say, everyone says it. It doesn't matter how you get in the league, it's what you do when you get the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs, Saints receiving coach depleted. You've been the doll in the preseason. Mason Tipton running by everybody in practice, making spectacular catches. You turned out to be the wide receiver version of Jake Hayner. All practice and no show up on game day. And I'm just being honest. Now, and if the family members or the players prove me wrong by going your ass out there and doing what you're supposed to do, because when the lights are bright, your ass go lights. I'm just saying.
Look, the good thing about Mason Tipton is, like, if football don't work out for him, some tell me he go have a really good job. I mean, he went to Yale, so I mean, they got a Pentagon job ready for him. You know what I'm saying? The White House ready for him. You know what I'm saying? Working in a situation room.
He might well go get his clearance right now for the White House, because they damn sure ain't got no clearance on Airline Drive. That door is closed. Because I'm telling you right now. Bud Means, and Kevin Austin Jr. Those two kids, they showed me promise last year. I know everybody's saying we need a big receiver. I would love to get Keenan Allen, but the thing is, I think Keenan Allen is holding out hope of being re-signed by the Chicago Bears and going back to the Bears. So you have to work with what you have in-house. Now we bring back Brandon Cooks. I'm still trying to figure this out. Because right now we got the Smurf squad at wide receiver, our top 3 wide receivers. We fast as hell. I know one thing. We can run. We'll win the damn relay because we fast as hell. I can tell you that. Everybody can run. That's one thing. E. Mason Tipton, he can run. Can't damn catch in the game, but he can run. I'm gonna leave Mason alone. Shout out to you, Mason. Ain't no the reason I'm talking like this, man, because I was disappointed, man. I wanted you to succeed and grab that bull by the horn, man, and be successful, brother.
It's every year, man. It's every year.
Every year, brother.
Every year they got that one wide receiver like that they're gonna write about. Get Saints fans all excited. Look, Brandon Coleman,
Butler,
Emmanuel Butler, Mason Tipton. You know, like it's every year.
None of them though could equal to my cousin, the great Traquan Smith. I just had to throw that out there. But the greatest blocking wide receiver in the history of the New Orleans Saints.
Big play Trey, man. Don't do Trey like
right. Listen, they get on my ass, TJ and Rob. But listen, y'all saw them tough ass catches Trey used to make across that middle.
Yeah, man.
And don't forget who caught Drew Brees record-setting ball. Y'all can't take that from the great Traquan Smith, baby. Hell, listen, they bought Brandon Cooks back. Shit, bring Traquan back. What we gonna use? Shit, he ain't doing nothing.
Man, Traquan, y'all can say whatever they want, but Traquan he's gonna be synonymous with some of the biggest plays in Saints history. That's crazy as that sound.
Yeah, you think about it. He caught the ball that Drew Brees broke the all-time record with.
Yep.
Traquan Smith.
Traquan Smith in the Hall of Fame, man.
He in the Hall of Fame. No, how about that? Yeah, I didn't even think about that, TJ. I didn't think about that. For all you Traquan haters, when you go to Cat, you're going to see Traquan Smith name on the ball.
Hey.
He in the Hall of Fame. Might not have a yellow jacket, but he got a ball in that mother.
Hey, man, for real. go to Cat and go see number 10 up in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Hey.
You're going to see number 9 and number 10. Smith. Brees to Smith. That's what you're going to see, baby.
Man, look, Traquan Smith didn't end up being what we thought he was going to be, but, man, he made some plays, man.
He had his moments, man. He
made some plays.
I think the expectation was just too high for the kid. We had like he was a top 10 pick or something.
Man, nah.
You know
how it go, man. You know, that was the coasting thing. You know, coasting 7th-round pick. You know, oh man, you're a late round pick, man. Like I guess they look at it. Yeah, that and Sean Payton was the coach. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like I ain't got that. Look, I got that against Traquan, man. Traquan,
I don't either, man. I don't, man. That they call him my cousin on the show, so that's my cousin, man. My third cousin. So always talking about my cousin, so I'll be having to defend my cousin. Me and Ro. Oh no, me and Marley, we been having to defend him, man. But getting back to Tyler Shough,
the Ro said, want to win the game.
Yeah, there you go, Ro. There you go, Ro. Throw the drink. There you go, Ro. Ro, throw the drink. Listen, you want a big run. You want to run. You want Alvin to go 50-60. Run behind Traquan. I'm telling you, he gonna take the safety out, baby. He gonna take the safety out. I'm telling you, y'all can say what you want. That's the best blocking wide receiver in the history of the Saints in the NFL since Hines Ward. He's right behind Hines Ward.
He wasn't afraid to do that dirty work, man. That's why I got to appreciate him.
That's why he lasted in the league long as he did, man.
Yeah.
Back to Tyler Shough, man. Some things that I noticed he's gonna have to work on. And I know you've seen that play too. We all have seen it. That play against Stanford, when he inexplicably rolls his ass out and just underhandedly throws the ball up.
I mean, he just shook. No pun intended. He shook that thing.
He ain't look or nothing.
Nope.
Know what that? And I said it yesterday. He was scared. That was a quarterback who was scared. I don't know if they was hitting him the whole game, but he was scared, and he just right then and there, I'd have set his ass on the bench right there. Mm-hmm. That's like Anthony Richardson patting himself. Now, see, I still understand that how you pat starting quarterback, National Football League, you go pat on your helmet to come out the game.
You ain't even have to, man. You could have just audible to a run. You know what I'm saying? Like
you could have just changed the play hand to
right. That's what I'm saying. Could have audible to the run.
Okay. I don't know if he had a brain freeze or what. I don't know. You were that tired, bro. You need to come to the sideline. Mm-hmm. Oh man, but no, all joking aside, TJ, really like what Tyler Shough brings to the table. But let me just say this: I heard you speaking about the snake himself, Spencer Rattler, baby. Listen. Like you said, if he ever puts together 2 quarters, like the multiple quarters, because those quarters when he was good last year, damn it, he was real good.
Yep.
I mean, he was good. Now, I don't know if it was just him or it was the offensive coordinator not making adjustments, because I didn't see a goddamn one adjustment the whole second half.
Me neither.
I mean, but to me, when I looked at Spencer last year, what I saw was I saw a kid who carried himself like a starting quarterback. I saw a kid who went out there and said, this is my moment. I belong here.
Mhm.
It wasn't too big for him. He went out there and he led. And listen, yeah, everybody who's against him, like, oh, he went 0-6. Did you see what he went out there with?
Man,
Did you see what the kid was out there with? And listen, again, he should be 1-5. Let me just say that. Should be 1-5, but a certain tight end that just resigned, dropped the damn ball, Jawan Johnson. I love you. I respect Jawan. I told highly about you because you earned your way. You went from an undrafted free agent, from a wide receiver to a tight end, got a contract. Damn, you got 2 contracts. Man, that's to be applauded. But catch the damn ball. You got to catch that. That kid came back in that game swinging it. After they did Derek Carr a favor and played his boy, which everybody knew he didn't beat out Spencer Rattler the entire preseason, but they played Jay Haener. Listen, nothing against Jay Haener, but when you come in here, Drew, a lot of y'all start liking him because you say, well, Drew Brees is my favorite quarterback.
Mm.
When he said Derek Carr was cool, he kind of lost me right then and there.
Well, that's that Fresno State stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
there.
But you know, hey, that's his big brother. I understand that, man. And just speaking about the Derek Carr situation, man. I just think the way that he handled it this last week, man, at church, for you to put your career, come out and finally speak in that setting, I think was wrong. Now, again, separating football from everything else he said, our thoughts and prayers go out to his wife, his entire family for what they gone through. But from a football side of it, man, that was just weak, bro. That came across as somebody just looking for sympathy. Listen, you agreed to the restructure. Well, the restructure is in the contracts anyway. Same restructure you at any time.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It really don't matter. That's why I was like, either way it go, we was gonna be on the Saints gonna be on the line for a lot of money.
Right.
Just right now, even let's say he had surgery and then he can come back. Why? Can he come back in that locker room? Think about it. He can't come back.
He's not coming back up in there, man.
Nah, man. They got to move on, man. They got to move on from him, man. Listen, put him on season-ending injury reserve, the pub list, or I don't know. Just as long as he's not in New Orleans. Derek Carr, and I'm gonna tell y'all this once again. Derek Carr came to New Orleans as a scoring level. His heart had been broken. It had been trampled on. He was hurt. He was in his feelings. He kept worrying about what his ex was doing. Because every time, remember, he came in that damn podium and to people just had to say, bro, you in New Orleans now, man. Stop talking about Vegas. But he couldn't, because he couldn't believe that they got rid of him. The man's heart never was here. Okay, he went to Chipotle. I ain't going to hold that against you. You went to Chipotle? Okay, cool. But to me, you know what it is, TJ. If you love the city will love you back. But the man never took the time to let the city love him.
They never embraced it.
He never embraced it. Now, last year, shout out to him and DeMario Davis with the prayer thing they did last year. That was big. That was big. At Sean and the little thing he did with the barbershop, that was cool. But dude, you can't, I believe it was shout out to Slim said it, man. This New Orleans, bro. Listen, when we ride with you, bro. But one thing you ain't gonna do, you ain't gonna pull the wood over our eye. We know what BS is BS, bro. And you came across as fake. And when you go out on the field and how should I put this? I want to do it in a way that because I want to respect your show first, but the way that he went after Olave, that right there, first of all, you were not brought here to be the savior of this team. when he came here, this team had talent. They were a quarterback away. All you had to do was guide the ship. You couldn't do that.
Yep.
You could not win it. You went from when the Saints signed you, people thought, oh, the Saints got the best quarterback in the NFC South. Best quarterback in the NFC South plays for the full-time division champion, going to be 5-time division champion till somebody beat them. And I knew everybody in the ATL, y'all happy. But I so much love. I love for them to build themselves up. They do this every year. They kill the draft. I know, TJ.
I ain't even wasting my time. Like last year, I was on it. I ain't even wasting my time. I ain't wasting my time.
TJ, listen. We even got a Falcon that's part of the family now. Shout out to my boy Cowboy.
Man, hey man, we got a few over here too, man. I don't even.
They happy, TJ. They won the draft, TJ. They won the draft. They go to the Super Bowl.
Always win a draft. They always win the draft.
They win it every year. They win the NFC South every year until you got to play on Sundays when it counts. That's why I love it. The Saints can lose. We can lose every game of this year except 2. That'll get the Falcons. Yep. When the Saints lose, I'm down until I look at that ticker on Sunday and the Falcons lost. And I jump up, TJ, dust myself off, go get me a drink, get me something to eat, put my feet up, and just sit back and smile, baby.
Bro,
ain't nothing like a Sunday where the Falcons lose, baby.
Ain't nothing like a Sunday or any season. Especially like when they start winning.
Oh my God.
And they on a streak. And they just want to, they can't help themselves because it's like all those years of like wanting to do something great and they feel like it's their year. So they've been having all this vitriol. So they find these same fans that they don't even really know and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, let me move my camera back around. He was like, man, it's like, oh man, y'all gotta say nah. And then all of a sudden, 4-game losing streak.
TJ, think
playoffs
about
on the line.
Think about last year, TJ. Man, these clowns actually came down here, hired a band, and went down Bourbon Street. I don't know what the hell they call themselves because ain't none of them have no footwork, first of all. Went down Bourbon Street, called themselves second liner before the Saints played them. But remember, they were riding high. They thought for sure they had that game.
Yep.
What happened? The Saints, once again, the Saints spanked that you know what, and their season went.
Yep.
And let me just say,
after that.
I keep telling them, TJ, but they don't want to listen to me. They got the same problem we had. Only theirs is dark skin. They got the dark skin Dennis Allen. I'm just sorry.
Yep. Man, I've been saying that.
That's the problem.
I've been
the problem
saying that
right there.
Man,
they got all that. It's the head coach, man. He keeps feeling them. Man.
All I know is they're gonna have to figure it out, just like the Saints gonna have to figure it out. But Dolph, hey man, I gotta go ahead and get up out of here, man. It's always a pleasure to chop it up with you. Like I said, I definitely got to get on your podcast soon.
Man, we set that up, man. We got to do that, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that, man. But I appreciate you stopping by, chopping it up with us, man, talking black and gold with us. We definitely gonna have to do this again, man. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for having me, man. And like always, love and who that.
Hey, hold on, real quick.
Sir.
Also, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you, man. For those that haven't followed your channel yet, let them know how they can get in touch with you on social media.
Oh yeah, man.
Some other things you got going.
I'm on. Y'all can follow me on X, man, at Randall Jackson 8. Keeping it real, Who That Sports Podcast. Also, to come on in Sports Network, which is network that I started. Got some great guys over there. Y'all already know about Real Fan Sports with Zach and Nonfiction.
Oh man, shouts out to my boy Zach, man.
Yeah, man. Then I got Carlos Uneducated Sports Talk. Carlos PJ, who always goes with the favorite. Then we internationally, we got Eagles Talk with TJ. That's right, baby. We cross the ocean. TJ Eagles Talk with TJ. And yes, Who Dat Nation. We now have a member representing that black and red. Shout out to my boy Cowboy, Atlanta Falcons fan, Demi. He's in the building. Come on in, Bills. We got our website, COISPN.com. Come on in, Sports Network. Learns is our editor and writer over there. He previously worked for Bleacher Report and the New Mexico Herald. And listen, they cover the Bills. They do a great job. And of course, TJ, we got to get you on the pregame show every Sunday. The #1 pregame show on all the social media, baby. As the NFL turns each and every Sunday, all the way through the Super Bowl. You never know what we're going to say, man. We have a good time. We break each and every game down. We have special guests on from around the league who cover each and every team, man. It's a great time. And again, man, for those who want to follow me, it's the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Is it okay if I put the link in, TJ?
Yeah. Feel free to do so, man. Make sure that you plug all your socials and stuff like that, man.
Well, that's the link there to the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Your boy Dolph is sitting at 909. Let's get to 1,000, baby.
Oh, man, you going to get that in no time, man. You might get that by the end of the week. You're going to get that by the end of the week.
Baby. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, once again, man, TJ, brother, thank you, man, for all the support, man. Thank you for the inspiration, brother. And listen, I'll follow you, bro. And I love it when you go at your haters, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let them keep hating, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, listen, all I know, this man here is a sideline reporter, Coach of Carolina. This man here is at the Senior Bowl. This man here is at the Scouting Combine.
Man,
no,
for the haters, I don't go no. I ain't qualified, man.
No, you ain't qualified, brother. You ain't qualified.
I ain't qualified to talk sports, man. I ain't qualified to do it.
But they are.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
but it is what it is, man. But have a good night, man. Man, shout out to you and your beautiful family, man. And once again, my brother, thank you for having me. I got to get you on, man. I hit you up, man. We put something together. And man, what I want to do, I want to put a round table together before the season, talk about the Saints. So I definitely reach out to you about that. And again, my brother, thank you. I appreciate you. Love you, man. And listen, Who Dat Nation? Like always, the doors are now open. So come on in.
All right, Dolph, take care, man. Shouts out to Dolph, man. Like, man, it's always great to chop it up with him. Look, man, like I said, I just sit back and enjoy the show. Like, I don't really say too much, man, because Dolph is I mean, I just enjoy talking to him and hearing him talk sports and also just New Orleans Saints. But thank you all, man. Like I said that this show was going to go about an hour, but look, that just shows you the growth of this show. Just shows you how many amazing people just got so much to say and want to express themselves, man. So look, I'm just happy to open up these phone lines for y'all, man. We're gonna be doing more shows like this going forward, man. To be honest with you, just want to hear what people have to say. So probably the next episode gonna be similar to this one. Open up the phone lines. We'll probably come up with a topic. Hear what you all have to say about it. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscription button. Help us to grow. Just trying to grow as a channel, as a community. If you want to be a part of the community, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button in order for us to be able to go up into the algorithm so people can see how great this podcast is and how much we've grown throughout the years. Also, a Saints Talk with Timothy J. Jones every Wednesday, 7 p.m. on the Bleacher Report. And also, you can check out NFC South Roundtable. We should have a video coming out talking about the draft reactions. That should be available. I'll keep you all posted on that. I'm excited to announce this week we'll be launching the stateofthesaints.com. We've already started the website. I haven't put any articles up yet. So this week I'll be publishing some articles on the stateofthesaints.com. And we'll be going from there, man. It ain't no big time website or anything like that, man, but just some articles that I'm going to write, giving my opinion about the team. You're also going to be able to get access and listen to the State of the Saints podcast, previous episodes and audio platform. And also, man, just, that's basically what it's all about, man. Just trying to do something a little bit different, give a different perspective, when it comes to the team. Ain't gonna be no paywall or nothing like that, man. It's gonna be easy access, articles that you can read, you can comment, agree, disagree, or what have you. It's just all about talking Saints football. That's all it's about. So I appreciate it. You can follow me on X at TJAYJones8. And I'm about to get up out of here because my wife, she just made some salmon, some shrimp, and it's smelling doggone good in this crib. Till next time, all I gotta say is, who dat?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I gotta say is, who dat?